amazing career. Can you think of a story that you would consider to be like a turning point in your career? Something interesting that took your life, or it doesn't have to be your career, it could be your life in general, a turning point that took you in a different direction.
Probably more theater would be turning points for me. Doing Rent in Los Angeles was a real turning point for me because I was introduced to a world of people that empowered me and impressed me so much, of every age, race, sexual orientation, health level, just everything. It was just this amazing amalgam of gypsies all coming together, and that sort of made me see sort of my world in a different way. When I did Cabaret here and got to sort of embody that uber sexual, omnisexual kind of role that Alan Cumming did so brilliantly the first go round, that was a real moment that I was able to sort of stand tall and be really kind of gritty, that I hadn't had an opportunity to do, and I think that opened up my eyes to other roles and other opportunities too. I think for me it's more the theater, because you have to commit to a role and do it over and over, and by doing it over and over you're kind of digging a hole and finding out more about it, and you really carve it out, and so by the time you're finished you feel like you've done a lot of work. On a movie or a TV show, once you've done that scene you never revisit it again.
You never revisit it.
So it's sort of fleeting. But when you have to sit in like Weimar, Germany, with track marks and bruises, and you know it's angry and sexy and not and pathetic and crying and it's everything, and you do that over and over and over.
Was that on a trip that you made to Europe, or is this a project?
No, this is Cabaret.
Cabaret. Oh, okay. All right.
No, that was great because it was historically based, and Sam Mendes directed and Rob Marshall co-directed, so it was a really strong production. So doing something like that really sort of changes you.
Can you tell me about something in your career that you consider to be a turning point for you? Something maybe synchronicitous that came out of nowhere? A lucky break or something that took your life in a different direction?
I've had a lot of breaks, gratefully. A lot of people have given me breaks, I got Son of a Woman when I was 24, and I remember getting that and auditioning like 6 times for it. Getting it. I remember that moment, I remember working with Paul Thomas Anderson for the first time. I remember Joel Schumacher hiring me to play opposite Robert De Niro in Flawless when I was, not even 30, and I mean, those were all huge breaks. I remember doing True West on Broadway. I remember getting that opportunity. I mean, these are opportunities that came along, and thank God I said yes to them. And that's all the difference, is that you actually say yes to the opportunities.
Well, was there a question at the time that you might not?
It's a lot of fear, everyone's responsibility.
You've had a very illustrious career. Can you think of something in your career that was a turning point for you? Something maybe that came out of nowhere that took your career or life in a different direction?
There's a couple things that have been pivotal. One is that this is the kind of thing people is the movie Tape. Tape was this weird little movie I did with Richard Linklater, and I felt like I became an adult actor on that job. It's a kind of funny thing, but it was I collaborated with Rick a bunch at that point, and I think something shifted. Yeah, I mean, I would say the first thing would be Dead Poets Society. Yeah, that changed my life. And then somewhere around Tape, I took some shift. I made some shift I finally figured out how not to be a kid actor, like mentally.